Welcome back to another episode of Talks with Tucker. My name is Philip Pomeroy, and here is Tucker Waters.
Hey, Philip, it's awesome to be on with you again. Thanks for hosting me.
Thanks for chatting with me, man. How's life? How's your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. I just got to my first ever book signing for the anthology of the Whirlpools. So that was a pretty remarkable experience. Except instead of my friends, the group was made up of a lot of teammates of mine from the Green Machines were called for power soccer.
Cool.
The sport and power care, but that's neither here nor there. They disguised it as a team meeting because our season starts in just over a month, and so we were trying to, get together with my lead.
Uh-huh.
Kind of get the chemistry back going and updated on each other's lives and, how all that goes.
Yeah.
And turns out it was the perfect disguise to get a bit of a 2-for-1 because we had some productive conversations, but we also got me surprised with the big old book signing. So same week as the team didn't live, but
Yeah.
but I'd say that was an awesome moment in the memory bank, and
I was there for a bit of it. Your team came in, and it looked like you guys were gathering for almost a team meeting to talk about the year and goals and dreams, and everyone kind of went around and said their individual goal or dreams for the season or their personal dreams. Did you have a dream that you highlighted during that speech?
yes, it was ironic that my books were kind of already in conversation
Okay.
because of the fact that they were a long-term dream of mine before actually fully coming to fruition. Um, they were a long-term dream and took 9 years to make. So, like, I was using them naturally as a example on not giving up on your dreams and pushing forward. And also daring to dream.
Yeah.
That's a whole other facet of conversation, but
Daring to dream?
yeah, just using that as an example, I never thought that I would be a published author of an 8-book series,
Yeah.
or better said, an anthology. But it consists of 8 books. But not to get stuck in the weeds, though, they surprised me shortly after. I gave an example with the fact that the whole meeting had been a ruse for it to turn into a book signing,
Yeah.
which was pretty amazing. And I couldn't be happier for those teammates of mine and fans to have signed copies, and it feels really good to know they're out there somewhere, um, signed and sealed, and you might say delivered. But I really enjoyed it. Was not expecting it one bit, but that's part of the joy.
Yeah.
I know you were there for part of it and were witness to a shot, but yeah, it was an awesome time.
We might intermingle some clips from that day into this episode and kind of show the audience that amazing shock on your face. And you decided to opt out of the stamp signature and actually use your pen. And can you describe like what that was like, signing each individual copy for all your friends?
Well, I do have a stamp. It's easier for people with CP, and I typically do use it even for books. Sometimes she'll sign them, but like for these people specifically, they're like friends and like the closest thing I can get to family without me.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to be able to put, individual message in along with my signature. And so that's why I did it by hand. Not to mention that the hands just so happened to be green, which was very apropos for the team name.
Yeah.
We're very proud of our team colors, and so figured since I found the green hand, I might as well use it, which was fun.
Nice.
I enjoyed the whole thing, and including the conversation before I knew it was a book signing, but it was a very touching weekend and a very meaningful weekend, and I wouldn't have had it any other way than it got delivered. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
There were so many great little things around the room, such as the green lights behind your chair, to the balloons, to the green pens, even the
yes,
jewels on the table.
yeah, so you bring up a good point. Like the balloons are behind me. If anyone's wondering, that's from party this past weekend when there was this book signing. And, like, the coach surprised me with a full-size big, picture that I'm going to shortly have on my walls, um, of my homeland.
We could show that to the camera.
Really into a big partnership, and you can see that's pretty amazing. The way she did it for that is very grateful for all that. And so yeah, I guess you can say I had a good weekend. And then went good as today. And so overall, Monday was a little bit down, but rising back up for today. So here we go.
Nice. That sounds like a wonderful weekend, Tucker. Amazing. And as I was sitting there, I recall you mentioning something about your teammates being the inspiration behind certain characters or themes for what your story became. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
You mean at the party?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yes. Well, you see, it took 9 years for me to make those stories that are within the anthology. And not to be redundant and go over and over on the same content, because I know we mentioned the anthology of the last episode, but just to kind of finish it up, my friends and teammates were inspirations for what my story became. They were parents of the characters.
Yeah.
I interacted with them over the years of writing. Like that's where that quote came from, was just life and life experience. Like saying different difficulties, trials, victories. In the case of the um, adventure called life, really gave me a lot of pointers toward how characters that I would write into a page
Uh-huh.
that would onto a page rather would speak and how they would feel about certain actions being taken by other characters, which characters were like morally help, which characters had a little bit more gray there in their lifestyle.
Yeah.
And just honestly, those teammates told me to keep an open mind toward most things because each thing in life teaches you a new thing that can be applied in the stories of the anthology. The Waffle, the characters have to go to many different places at different times during different scales within a conflict, a conflict that I won't fully disclose just for the audience to still enjoy the stories, but like, that's how they were an inspiration. They helped me construct all this what a fictional human being would be like just by interacting, like really learning what life was really like when you fully live it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else to say that, but um, like pushing the envelope is something that I really learned across those years. Something you kind of have to do in power soccer, and it's something you kind of have to do also in writing, which was helpful very well for the dual writing journey of the anthology, and it's also been a helpful journey into my next stories, which are going to be part special, and
So
I really appreciate that we got an opportunity to talk at that party just about the true impact that each and every commit and um, on the stories.
absolutely. And as a guy who was with you writing throughout this process, I just want to say I'm so proud of you for hitting that finish line. I know it was a journey, day in and day out for years, but every day adding a few more pages, a few more words, and watching your mind create such a amazing and deep story was just incredible. And I know you've got some other writings in the chamber. At the end of the book signing, you presented us with something I think you're very excited about. Do you want to give the people a little taste of what's to come?
Well, that's exactly what it was for the people at the book signing. As a slight repayment, I gave them a little look at something that I'm working on. Um, the paperwork side of, you might say,
Mm-hmm.
but that I am fully invested in creating, and I'm not going to say that it hasn't been inspired from other sources in some way,
Mm-hmm.
but that's how the best ideas come about is give birth of other great ideas, and they're always slightly different. So in other words, I'm giving you the long-winded version, but I'm really intent on creating something known as the Chuckerverse. I'm happy just saying it,
Yeah.
it's finally I'm able to air it out a little bit.
Nice. What is the Tucker verse by your definition?
Oh, well, the Tuckerverse is a bit like my unique version or adaptation of like a multiversal concept, and it's where two or more, because I don't know what comes in the far future,
Yeah.
but two or more uh, series take place in this thing known as the Circularverse. And I only say or more because my series that I'm working on in the background was already partially being written, at least rough draft style, during the publishing portion of the Anthology of the Whirlpool. So, I would try to mix my days a little bit
Yeah.
and do a little bit of work here on the publishing and then getting the copyrights and all the blah.
Mhm.
I only say blah because that part is not necessarily my favorite, I'd say, but I'm willing to go out there for great ideas and do that if it means that I can uh, secure the rights fully for things that I've fully earned and fully created. And really, the Chakra is almost a little bit of a mirror image, if you will, of my mind in some ways. Like, I think it's more than just the human mind, like, in that, like, there's dark days and there's light days and there's middle days and there's every other kind of day. But the Chakra accommodates a lot of different kinds of stories. And all written by me. That's hence the Tucker part of it. But it has been an absolute joy, honestly, to play a little bit um, around with just kind of teasing it just a little while, because y'all know me just enough to know that I like to leave a cliffhanger here, an Easter egg there, this or that, or the other thing. I like to leave mystery. And so, I've been hinting at it for quite a long time, and I'm actively looking down a trademark for the Tecorus, so I'm excited about this.
Awesome. And your Patreon followers, what do you call them? Jewel bearers?
Yes, I call them jewel bearers, and that is because the paid subscription it allows like almost like an insider view into like the what's coming next,
Yeah.
because there's lots in my mind. I just don't know what I'll where just yet. And whenever I decide where something goes or what piece of content has grown enough to where it deserves to be part of the Techiverse, aka the ecosystem that houses my stories, as I like to view it. And whenever it's grown to that point, uh, I'll likely post something regarding that content on the Jewel Bear page before I post it anywhere else. And I probably will wait another day or two, maybe even a week, depending on how things are before I divulge the same content to other people. So it's like the inside track to all things Tucker. So yeah, all things Tucker and all things Tuckerverse as well.
Nice.
Because I don't like to keep it completely all about my books on the Patreon, but I largely put out a lot of book content on Patreon.
So the Tuckerverse is beyond books. It's not just stories.
Well, you could say that, but there's nothing that out there in the world right now that could substantiate that claims per se. But I do have hopes of maybe films in the future. Maybe I don't know, other sorts of productions that are blessed from my literary content that have grown. Stuff that grows out from the literary content still would be housed in the Tuckerverse as long as it stays within certain parameters, of course. I would know where to house things and somebody obviously wants to get a hold of me, must be my agent, but
We'll take a pause right there. Sounds awesome, Tucker. Are you saying that you're working on a film or writing books at this point? Like, where's your mind at currently?
well, it's kind of a combo. Like, for those that know me, they will understand this. Even those that don't know me, like, secondhand understand this, but I do have some focus issues, and so I like to bounce between some things.
Yeah.
So, but to answer your question, like, my mind is at, expanding the Tuckerverse through books at the moment, but productions and possibly movies or shows, that possibility hasn't necessarily escaped me as attainable, and would be housed within the Tuckerverse as long as the film or films were based off of Tuckerverse books, as they hopefully will come. Because like the anthology of the Whirlpool shrinks it. That's a lot of content. I'm not saying I'm pitching that for anyone, but I'm saying I just see the potential there. Yeah, a film could be made from that, or one of my future projects that's I'll let this cat out of the bag, but just with some limits. There's a series I'm currently working on that I'm excited about, that I have mentioned in passing without naming it. That's about a spy.
Oh, this is all news for the followers here.
Yes. But it's about a spy in a very unusual situation here. It's a little bit of a news drop.
Yeah.
Very unusual situation because he not only does start as a spy or does he, but um um he is I believe it's a untapped piece of the fictional landscape when you take it from the, the vantage point I take it in this series because the main character is paralyzed from the waist down.
Oh.
And I won't divulge exact details at this moment, but like that is a slight example of what you will get out of sort of being a part of the Joel Bear page on my Patreon, for example. Like I'll drop breadcrumbs
Nice.
around for people who are interested in the corners to try to guess where I'm going next. Cause I'm dancing with my fans, and I would love to hear anyone's feedback, bad, good or bad, if I can learn from it, which I learned from a good bit of positive, positive affirmation and criticism. Like I learned from things that people uh, tell me about various content and that's helped me over the years. So the Patreon page of the Jewel Bears where I will drop very small spoilers that may or may not be red herrings, if you will. Because someone lonely in order to keep keeping things mixed up can't just be dropping everything, but like I will drop clues in the Joel Bear um basket, you might say, of my Patreon page.
Wonderful.
But there's a specific button that you have to do. You have to be a paid member there to get to that particular page, I believe. And that 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 is one thing that I strongly advise, honestly, that uh, you do, because if you're at all interested in future projects by yours truly and the future of the Tuckerverse, that if I'm being totally honest with each and every one of you here, it's still taking shape, but I know I want to make it. And y'all can have a true impact on the Tuckerverse. Y'all, as fans, can be like the veins to the heart, which is me, of the Tuckerverse. Like, let's get this thing going. Let's grow it. And I called it the Joel Bears because obviously I feel for Ed. There's some key aspects that some tools have in my anthology of the Whirlpool stories,
Uh-huh.
those will always carry a near and dear um, place in my heart. And so you would want me the classes if it be to be the author of hopefully your favorite book. You never know. Or at least to console me. Like have fun with it. Play with the idea. You know, help me figure some things out.
So, like, leave comments, leave some feedback.
Like even on this video, for example,
Oh,
you can start there and then move your way over to Patreon, please,
cool.
if you would, because it does really help me as well. I do want to mention this quickly. I'm not just grabbing money for memberships for the sake of grabbing money for memberships. It helps me actually complete projects like this episode, for example. It is but we're using a paid subscription, and
And the artwork that you had in the anthology of the Whirlpool, that was all made by a person that you contracted with and collaborated with back and forth to make each book's cover exactly what you wanted. And that person was paid by you. So your contributions to the Patreon help create more artwork and more content.
yes, and Mr. Phillips very right there. Like there was a lot of back and forth for that artwork that you saw earlier. You got the little, like even that little um picture that was blown up, so it was bigger. But like even that picture is more of a jewelry content in and of itself. Like usually that would be dropped on the jewelry page, like the fact that it's new and improved and larger, and that it can be made that way if you wanted to, and like all sorts of things. And when there's a swelling of content, like for me personally, I do have the periods of time where I need to focus more on medical uh, factors, and so when there's a swelling of content, all of that might also be a good time to pitch your ideas. Yeah. Even debate with me a little bit on the Patreon. Like, feel free to kick back at me on ideas. I don't fight, but I do fight just a little. And like, but it's a friendly fight. It's a fight towards something greater. It's a fight toward the message behind each and every one of my stories. And I've said this before, but that is unity. Unless he's trying to create that group in that ecosystem, real life form. Which, if we can do that, then we can make the greatest fictional universe or multiverse, whatever you want to call it, or better yet, Tuckerverse. Just forget about multiverse.
Yeah.
But, um, um, we can create the best Tuckerverse by working together. Not just me, not just the fans either. not just Mr. Phillip, who's nice enough fellow in uh, for episodes on and off here and there with um his amazing equipment that we tag team with, but it all takes work, and I would love to say that a community come together around all these stories and ideas of creating films, possibly based on these stories, possibly based on future stories that's going to be in decades from now, maybe, but like, I could see, like, something coming out playing us in the future, like, if we all work together, if all the pieces in the machine, man, they're all here, then it all works great. And I will do my very best to bring my most original content possible. So it you the fan, you the consumer. But if you want to help me out at all, feel free to just be a jewel bear on Patreon. It's a very small cost. I believe it's $3, max of 5 um, a month, but it's really it pales in comparison the price does when you realize all you can do with that membership. And that's what I'm trying to get across here is that I want engagement with you, the fan. I want you to help me out with saying that's a terrible idea, or that's a great idea, or maybe, and then I can take it back to my side over here and obviously make final decisions, but like, you could have a piece of the taco. It's like, it's like a penny stock right now.
Yeah.
It's, it's the time to grab up and jump on there. And, yeah, I got a little animated there for a second. I'm just very passionate about the Techiverse and also about the ecosystem that it represents. So I can't wait to catch y'all again soon on Talks with Tucker. As we will on I can't make any definite promises as problems do arise, but like the maybe bi-weekly. Yeah.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Maybe bi-weekly we can drop something for everybody. Yes, you can like our wonderful Mr. Philip over there just said. Like, share, and subscribe. And make your way over to our Patreon that will link down below. And go ahead and become a jewel bear. Cheap, fun. That's the point of it.
Yeah.
You can be feisty. You can be easygoing. Whatever type of person you are, we're welcoming to any. But the idea is if you have an idea that you want to create, you can. But if you want to help me with it, feel free to share. Like, if there's something that you know that for whatever reason you can't do, but you would like to still be seen. But my platform, although it's still young, is growing, and so feel free to share it, and I will seriously consider any ideas that anyone has. So again, like, share, subscribe, consider Patreon, and see you on the other side at the next one.